All right, today we're going to fix your negative self-talk. Okay, what is negative self-talk? It's all the noise in your head, all the voices, all the words that you are either consciously or subconsciously saying to yourself about yourself. For example, let's say you drop and spill a glass of water. And if your immediate thought is, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I'm so clumsy. I'm so cringe. How could I do that? It's so dumb of me. I am worthless, right? Now, obviously, these are very dramatic voices, but they still are talking to you, and you're probably so used to it that it just kind of happens in the background, and you just kind of accept it. But those words, those thoughts, affect you every day, and they chip away at your self-esteem, right? Now, normally, those words are not from you. They're usually from your parents, whoever raised you, childhood bullies, friends, people around you, coworkers, your boss, other people, even television shows, movies, music. Everything around you is affecting you and inputting words and thoughts and ideas into your head, okay? And most of us are not aware of this. At the most basic level, and there's two levels to this, okay? First, we're going to talk about the surface level. The way to fix your self-talk is first, you have to start clocking it. So just notice next time you do something and you notice the thought, oh my God, that was so stupid of me. Nobody likes me, right? I'm a loser. Anything, whatever it is, just notice it. All right, that's all we're doing is just noticing. Just pause. Oh, wow, I said this thing about myself. Just clock it. That's all we're doing. Okay, so once you've been doing that and you start noticing a pattern of when you start talking to yourself in this negative way, the next time you do something and your first thought is, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? Instead of just catching it and noticing it, now I want you to start tweaking it. Okay, what does that mean? So let's just say, for example, you do something and you're like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Catch yourself and say, no, I'm not stupid. That was silly of me. I'm a silly, silly goose. Like, just whatever. Just try to, the idea here is to find a alternate word that is less judgmental, right? Because we are removing any moral implications to what you're doing. Honestly, I feel like a lot of these like self-help kind of videos, you know, they kind of dive right into like positive affirmations, which are great. You know, I do them, but if you're at the point where you are having regular self-talk that's negative, trying to say positive affirmations is not going to work, right? You're going to just be like, bullshit. I don't really believe that. That's so stupid, right? I am stupid. I'm not amazing. I'm not brilliant. I'm not a genius, right? So you're so used to it that taking this big giant leap to saying, I'm a genius, I'm amazing, I'm so great, is going to feel very insincere and inauthentic, and your body, your mind will reject it. Immediately you're going to spot the BS and be like, nope, I don't believe that, and carry on. So don't try to be like, oh no, I'm amazing. No, we're going to do a little half step above stupid and come up with a different alternative word. And this could be anything, you know, I'm weird, I'm silly. If you have other negative self-talk, like, you know, let's say a friend doesn't call you back and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm such a loser, nobody likes me, right? Catch yourself and say, no, people do like me. Like, I do have friends, people do like me. Okay, like, catch yourself and correct yourself. So that's the key of what we're doing with this first level. The other thing we're doing with this is not only just we're removing this kind of judgment from our actions and what we do, we're also just kind of allowing ourselves to be human. Humans are messy. Humans make mistakes. To err is to human, right? It's the human condition, right? We are messy. We get things wrong. We are very imperfect. So question this like high standard that you set for yourself that says, I need to do everything perfectly, because it's simply not true. Okay, so whatever your thing is, you know, if you say you mess up on something, you know, like let's say you take a test for school or work or something like that, and you don't do as good as you wanted, instead of saying to yourself, I can't do anything right, say, no, I can do lots of things right. And in this one particular area, I am still learning. It's okay to still be a learner, right? We don't come out of the womb knowing everything, right? Whatever you're struggling with, you're still learning. So a big part of it is just reframing it into a way that's a little bit more accepting and a little bit more human. So that's level one. Now, if you've been doing that for a while and you find you are still getting stuck or you hit a wall, let's go down to the next level. okay? Because there are deeper things at work that could be influencing your own negative self-talk, okay? And that primarily is your environment. More importantly, the people in that environment, okay? I see a lot of people who start doing the work, but then they have friends, their family, coworkers, really anyone that they spend a long time around. And those people are sometimes just very negative individuals. And that's fine. We're not judging them, we're just observing, okay? I want you to start picking up and noticing how other people are around you. How do they talk to yourself and to each other? What is their conduct? How do they make you feel after you spend time with them? Do you feel uplifted? Do you feel expanded? Do you feel light? Do you feel edified and built up? Or do you feel dark and down, heavy, low, not good, right? You can usually just start noticing how you feel after spending time with certain people, okay? And especially how do they talk to you, right? Ideally, we all would have friends who lift us up and encourage us and say nice things to us. But some people, they're a little bit more rough around the edges, or they like to make jokes and be mean to each other as an expression of their love. I don't know. I find that a little bit questionable if it's all the time. But, you do you. But this is just for you to decide and to think about, even the media you consume, right? Like, what are the TV shows or movies or music? Like, what are the messages of those? I'm not saying we all have to listen to, like, happy, bright, cheery, love and light music all the time. I certainly don't. I'm a alt rock metal girly, okay? Like, I like the dark stuff. So I'm all for that, but just pay attention, if you're listening to lyrics and they're all just like, you suck, I hate everything sucks, blah, 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 whatever, I don't know. But just pay attention to how it makes you feel. Again, like, there have been certain music and songs or movies that I've decided, I don't like the way it makes me feel, so I don't partake in it, and that's okay. Again, not a judgment call to anyone that likes that kind of stuff, okay? We're all different. What I'm talking about is how it affects you as an individual. So the deeper layer of this is you could be doing all this stuff on your own and making progress, but if you're in an environment and constantly surrounded by people or things, energy, music, anything that is seeping in and it's affecting your self-esteem and your self-worth, then that is going to counteract all this hard work you've been doing. Your new life is sometimes going to cost you your old one. And that is kind of the mark of evolving as a human being, is as you grow and become better and more uplifted and higher vibrating, you're not going to be a match for people that you used to know. I've had to let go of lots of people in my life because they no longer were on the same page as me. And that's okay. Again, not a judgment call. It's just a reality. Okay, again, if you really try to stay hanging out with certain people, it's going to affect you. And you'll be wondering, why am I not seeing progress? So it's very important that your thoughts align with your words and your words align with your actions. Okay, what we're trying to create is complete alignment here within yourself. And so again, if you're telling yourself, oh no, I'm silly instead of stupid, but you're around people that call you stupid anyway, it's not going to stick. Okay? And then the deeper level of this is starting to ask yourself, why am I talking to myself anyway this way? Right? Like, why am I treating myself like an enemy? Right? Like, would I talk to my friends this way? Would I talk to my pet this way? Or my partner, whoever you love in your life and care about, would you ever speak to them this way? I mean, hopefully not. So I started noticing that I was treating my friends better than myself. And that was kind of a wake-up call for me. It's like, wow, why am I treating these people outside of myself better than me? And a big takeaway with this is to come to the realization that you are the only relationship in your entire life that lasts your entire life. Right? You are with you from the moment you're born to the moment you pass on. It's only you. You're your longest relationship, right? So you might as well be nice to yourself, right? Now I've learned to treat myself like my own best friend. I love myself. I love my own company. And I have very strict boundaries, and I keep all my connections very airtight because I care about myself so much. So the idea is to work slowly, Start talking nice to yourself like you would a friend, and then eventually over time it will become true and you will have that self-worth and self-love. But ultimately it starts with you and how you talk to yourself. So I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments what your favorite tip was, or what your new alternative word is for your negative self-talk, and I'll see you next time.